Same stuff as yesterday.
And yesterday was no, correct?
He was doing stuff on the side.
Okay.
So, every time it's Boston, there are the talks with Pat about, the no-love loss between these two franchises, all the playoff matchups you've had.
That's the question.
Just saying, have there already been those talks like it's Boston? We know that
this is we have a big goal, and along the way on those goals, you're going to be playing against really good competition, and that's what Boston is. They've really established a strong culture, really good habits, both ends of the court. They've earned 8 wins, just like us. And if you have 8 wins, at this point, you've done some really good things. And that 7-game series with Milwaukee showed that they have a level of grit and perseverance as well. We have great respect for them. I know we have to compete at a high level and play well also.
So when you look at their defense, how much of it is like looking in a mirror, just as far as their versatility?
Yeah, Pat probably is really going to enjoy this. This is like a throwback series. I mean, if both teams are really on top of their games, this shouldn't be a series where either team is scoring 130 points. Both teams hang their hats on rock-solid team defense and making multiple efforts and being disciplined to schemes, and so it'll be a lot of plays and things in the margins, and that's what you expect. I mean, really, we're the 2 best teams in the East most of the season, and it's fitting that we're meeting in the conference finals.
Does this sort of remind you, I know there's not that level of, quote, violence, but as far as an in-the-mud series like against the Knicks?
It's different. The game is different.
Yes.
The
But
game
for
is totally
today's
different.
game, is it-
I mean, maybe in terms of, I would never compare it to the physicality of those series. That was closer to football. This will be basketball. But you have 2 really committed organizations and teams to do things at a high level on both ends of the court. You have teams that have built up a lot of habits, over the months of the regular season. It's not going to be anything over the top. It's just going to be, really good competition.
They're hitting their threes like they were yesterday. How do you overcome that?
Yeah, that's like any team, right? Any team hits a bunch of threes in the playoffs. You're wondering how does that happen, and what kind of adjustments do you need to make. We feel strongly about our defensive habits and principles. We're going to be tested, against a very good team and great talent, just like they will be. So we'll see. We'll see how it shapes out.
Erik, how much can you take out of the 2020 series as far as commonality, or these teams evolve so
Yeah,
much?
it's different. Our team is different. Our prep was a little bit different, with them. It's not like you had the same 15 guys on both teams.
How impressed are you with the way that they were able to finish the regular season into the playoffs, kind of building that momentum in the second half of the season?
Yeah, we have great respect for what they've done, during the regular season to develop the right habits. And like I said, this is the way it should be. You have the 2 teams that played most consistently at the top of the East for most of the year, and we're meeting in the conference finals, to figure it out.
For a first-year head coach to be in the conference finals?
Yeah, Ime's great. But you look at his basketball background. I've known Ime forever. He's had as good of a basketball background as anybody in this profession. Obviously, all those years working under Pop, but all of his places outside of that as well, really prepared him, for this. I don't think anybody viewed him as a first-year head coach because he has such a strong playing and coaching background previously.
It's the first time it's very, very high. The checkers versus chess game
No, it's not necessarily that. But look, you look at our pictures, like with San Antonio. He's on that bench. You know, he's got really good experience. I have deep respect for Ime and his staff. They're a bunch of Portlanders, so I feel like I know all of those guys, and you know, they've done a tremendous job, you know, with their team this year. But they also have a really strong culture. Like there's similar to us. I'm not going to get into, you know, all of that, but there's great respect for the coaching and the front office, you know, what they've done.
Well, you mentioned it's going to be a throwback. You obviously know the makeup of the guys in your roster. How much do you think those guys are going to enjoy part of it?
Our guys love competition and love, you know, being challenged and love taking on big challenges, and that's what we're facing. I mean, Boston, you know, played as well as anybody in the entire league, you know, once got to 2022. And it's not by accident. You know, they're playing really strong basketball. And they do it on both ends. You know, when I say throwback, I just really want to clarify. It's not going to be like football. We don't need extra officiating, or we don't need extra like thinking anybody needs to clean it up. It's not going to be like that. It's just you have two really committed defensive teams. That should lend itself, if both teams are playing at a high level, it shouldn't be 150-point games.
Last couple questions, guys.
All right, cool.
Thank you.